Hi, welcome to Cringe Club. I'm Emily Jane Clark, and this is the podcast that celebrates everything cringe. Each week, I speak to a different hilarious guest about their most embarrassing moments. We had a message in today, actually, from a tween who was saying the thing he finds really cringy is when a kissing scene comes on and he's watching a film with his mum and dad. And it just brought back these memories. I remember sitting watching My Stepmother is an Alien, I think. I can't even remember the scene, but I just remember sitting next to my mum and this sort of kissy scene starts happening and it is excruciating. So I feel your pain. My kids, I've got a tween and a teen, they just cover their eyes. Any form of sort of action starts happening. So I assume that's because they find it embarrassing as well. Anyway, moving on. Welcome to the show. Now, this is one of my favourite episodes, so I really hope you enjoy it. In the Cringe Club today, we have fabulous author and illustrator of the hit book series, Hotel Flamingo. It is Alex Milway. Welcome to the Cringe Club, Alex.
Hello, EJ. Thanks for having me.
How are you feeling? Are you ready to unleash
I am
some of your
so
cringe?
ready. I'm a bit tired today. It's been a DIY weekend, so I'm actually a bit like, whoa, I need to sit down. So this is perfect.
Well, there you go.
Perfect.
And
yeah.
Not only is it a sit down, it's a kind of therapy session. Let's get
Katie said,
is
it just going to be an hour of therapy, Alex, you this morning? And I was like, Katie, my wife, but yes, probably. This is the stuff that's never been unearthed, never been spoken about.
That's what it's all about, you see, because I believe when we share our shame, it takes away its power, you see.
Oh, I hope so.
And also it can help kind of other people who may have gone through similar things, or even make them think, thank God, life's not that bad because Alex has done this or whatever. It's going to be good all round. I'm just going to quickly talk about your books because my kids were big fans when they were in that age group. Hotel Flamingo, amazing. Just I honestly, when I remember reading them thinking, I would love to live inside your head for a day. So for anyone that doesn't know, just explain this sort of premise.
Hotel Flamingo, well, it's basically a girl who looks after a hotel for animals. So it's this world where there is one human and the rest of them are sort of creatures, anthropomorphized creatures. Yes. So obviously, all the creatures still have their kind of animal tendencies. They might have their kind of fish live in the sea still and breathe air and stuff. But I like the idea of looking after animals in a place that's not a zoo, and I thought this was quite a nice way of doing it.
It's really fun. I liked reading them to my kids because you do funny voices for the characters, which is always my favourite. But the names of your characters I used to love. I can't remember which one it's from. I just remember a Simon Suckalot.
Was that the octopus?
And there's just all crazy names, which is it's my favourite thing to do as a writer. Actually, is make up funny names.
Yeah.
And I don't know, how do you come up with them? Do they just come into your head or do you sort of play about
Oh,
with it?
yeah. And I like the alliteration as well. I always think that's quite important.
Yeah, me too.
So anything that's quite rhythmical, like Simon Suckalot, sounds great. I've got a new character in my new books, Captain Sunshine, called Mrs. Purrpot, and she's a cat. And I really like things like that. Purrpot, I love that.
So, I know, I do. I think I like the way things sound. So your new book, when's that one out?
Oh, that'll be next summer.
Okay, so we've got a while. And I know that's all set on a cruise ship, isn't it? So
yes, it's a similar sort of conceit to Hotel Flamingo, but on a boat.
Are there crazy animals again?
There are lots of crazy animals. Yeah, it's all that.
And of course, you've got a new Hotel Flamingo out.
Yeah, come out in October. I'm really excited about that. It's so nice to actually just be back in the world again and seeing them all. You miss them; they're like your friends. I
know exactly what you mean about. That's what I feel about Monopoly Bottoms, all the crazy beasts. So anyway, so we'll look out for those. So let's get on to this therapy session.
Yes, please.
Shall we, Alex?
Yeah.
What's one of your earliest cringes?
So it's quite hard for me because I think I was born with this immense guilty conscience that if ever I'm in a group of people and someone's done something wrong, I'll feel really bad that they've done it wrong, as if I've done it myself. So there's which just seems ridiculous and I think I've still probably got it. I have this. I feel like I'm to blame for the Iraq War and things like that, and it's just a ridiculous feeling.
That is hilarious. Well,
but
but sad
no,
hilarious. I bet
yeah.
you know, one of those people like when the teacher said, right, you're all going to sit here until someone admits who broke
Yeah, and
all
I
the
was like,
rulers.
oh,
bet you're
I
like,
did it. I didn't do it.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have that instilled in me, and it's really funny. I can't actually remember anything when I'm really little that I was sort of particularly embarrassed about. And there is this one memory of me just crying at my birthday party, and I must have been under 7 because it was in that house, and it was just because I hadn't won one of the games. I think it was like a pass the parcel.
Oh, yeah.
I think Mum was like, "But you've had loads of presents. It's your birthday." And I was just screaming and screaming and screaming, making a right fuss.
But is that cringy to look back on? Because at the time,
it's awful because especially having had kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't be
and you know full well if you were one of the other parents at that party and that kid's doing that, you're like, what
a horrible little oik.
Can't believe it. But I mean, I used to cry every morning. My mum used to drop me off at school, and I used to like scream and cry my head off. And I wasn't embarrassed at the time, but it's sort of looking back. I've just made such a massive fuss every single morning without fail. So I feel your pain with that.
Well, that seems quite sad to me, though. I think you're allowed to if you've been thrown into school.
I know, but now as a parent myself, again, I just think, oh God, my poor mum, because that would have been hard on. My kids only did it once or twice, but must have been hard. She had to go off to work, like not like us in our pajamas at home, a proper office. So
oh no.
So what about as you got a bit older then and you stopped crying when you didn't win games? Or do you still do that?
Do you know what? Actually, recently we've been playing Mario Kart with my daughter Hetty, and she keeps beating me. And I was always really good at Mario Kart, but
That's
now she's
disappointing.
I'm now coming like 5th, and she's coming 1st every time. I am actually at the point of crying and throwing my controller to the ground.
Yeah, no, I'm the set. We've got Mario Kart as well, and I get more. I'm terrible at it now. I used to think I was pretty good, but I just can't get around the corners and go
people
everywhere.
keep hitting me with shells.
Yeah, it's unfair, isn't it? But I get. Do you know what? I get more. I get the rage now. My kids actually banned me from playing. Well, just out that like if I lose, I get proper ragey about it. So I've had to cut myself. Cut myself off. For a bit,
yeah,
so,
well, take a break. Yeah, well, another thing that I find it's really interesting looking back on is the photos of me, because kids now have great clothes, their hair is wicked, they're just so lucky, aren't they? And looking back, every single photo of me, I have these hair horns, I used to call them, because I've got curly hair.
Yeah,
I mean it's probably obvious, but I do have curly hair. And so when you're a young lad, you always get short back and sides and then get thrown on your way. And I wasn't able to sort of really speak for myself in this respect, and I still can't. I have a phobia of hairdressers. I can't really do it. So I would go with Dad, and Dad would just have a short back and he'd just go and sit down. There you go, out you go, Mr. Milway. And then I'd sit down and I was like, and I didn't really have a clue of what I wanted either. And so we would cut short back and sides, and because I've got curly hair, not super curly. It sort of does waves, and then it does curly in some ways.
Yeah.
So we're at that stage where all the boys putting gel in their hair and looking really cool. Straight head boys we're so cool.
Yeah.
And there's me with trying to do it, and at a certain point in the day, 2 little horns would pop up at the side of my head.
I do know exactly what you mean. Because I don't know if it was the same where you were when we were that age. It was all about the curtains. So I did have a friend. I did have a friend with curly hair who sort of tried to do the curtains, but they would flick. It would just flick up.
Yeah, you didn't know which way. You had wings.
Yeah, it was much harder to pull off. I think with curly hair, that awesome curtains look.
I mean, hair has always been a cringy issue for me. I've never been happy with what my hair's doing.
Oh, you've got cool hair,
but I have no say over it.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no say.
Does its own thing.
Yeah. So for a long time. So after this stage, from the thing, I used to then copy my brother who. I mean, I copied Rob a lot because he was just 3 years older.
Yeah,
and he had all the music. He was, I would go into his room, nick his tapes and nick his records and put them on, and as you did. And then, but he would always dry his hair because he hasn't got curly hair, but he does get a little bit of a wave.
Yeah.
But he would always use a hairdryer, so he had this really straight kind of long curtains, like proper early 90s sort of baggy look. And then, and so I would then be drying my hair straight with a hairdryer. And thinking that was the right way to go.
Yeah.
But I lived in Hereford, so Hereford's just always wet and it's on the Welsh border, so there's always rain. So as soon as you go out into the day and the mist turns up or there's a slight humidity, it would just poof.
Yeah.
I mean, my hair is just it's really good. It's a barometer. It tells me exactly what the weather's going to do.
But it's a rite of passage, I think. Everyone's got one cringy haircut.
Don't they do now? Not now. Everybody looks so cool.
Kind of, I don't know, because mullets have come back in, and obviously
they might regret
they
that.
don't think they look bad. They think they look cool, but I can tell you they do not. So I think one day they're going to look back and go, what was I thinking? So
yeah, because it's not fair on all of us from the 90s.
It's not, is it? Exactly.
It's not fair.
But I know what you mean about their clothes and stuff. They look so much cooler. That I don't think they even try as hard now.
They don't have to.
A lot of the girls wear like just jogging pants, trainers, and like crop tops, and they just look so comfy compared to us trying to like walk in stupid heels and like things like that.
Literally, my clothes came from Matalan. Mum would take me out. Imagine going clothes shopping with your mum when you're 15, 16.
Oh, yeah, but we did. It was the only way.
I had no money.
We didn't have Vinted. We couldn't just get some designer clothes. Do you know? Well, you count yourself lucky, mate. My parents took me clothes shopping in Pound Stretcher, which was probably the equivalent of Poundland now. I don't think they have them anymore.
Yeah.
And she made me buy some trainers once, because trainers were a big thing in the 90s. Like you had, you know, your Nike Air, your Reebok
your pumps and things.
Yeah. Exactly. But we couldn't afford any of that. So Mum was like, it's all right, we'll get you these. Like, they're a bit like Nike. They were called Knicks trainers. I don't know if anyone remember them. And they were like they were made to look like Nike. And I still cringe when I think of going into PE. She was like, they're only for PE. What does it matter? I was like, everything. It matters. But now the kids are so lucky because I can get them decent trainers off Vinted for a bargain. So they never have to know the shame of that. So yeah. But anything else at school that sort of stands out?
One thing that was oh gosh, so many things really. The worst one. So I had lots of friends who were girls, not necessarily lots of girlfriends, but I lots of friends who were girls. And I think it was my first year, so I'd have been 13, and I used to walk home with this girl, and she was lovely. And then I think I got her this like little letter or something saying she really likes you and wants to go out with you, sort of thing. And it was like, oh yeah, great, how wonderful, that's great. But then I was really sporty, and I may not look sporty, but I did everything from like rugby to everything.
Oh wow!
And I used to like sort of kicking the ball about or playing tennis. We were really lucky as a kind of just a normal comprehensive school in Hereford. We had tennis courts, did everything. And so at lunchtimes they would have the nets out and we'd play tennis. And I didn't know what was going on, but I was playing tennis. I was having a lovely time. I had me lunch, and then we're out hitting the ball back. And then one of her friends came over to see me, to talk to me, said she wants to talk to you. And I was like, yeah, I'm just playing tennis, you know. And I'm just a boy. I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. You know, just minding my own business. And then what I hadn't realised was she'd actually started walking up behind me, and I ran back to hit the tennis ball, and I smacked her in the head with the racket.
Oh,
and
God.
This is the worst thing. I mean, it's still with me now. It lives with me because I sort of knocked her out a bit. And she went,
I'm not surprised if you went right back with the tennis racket for a big whack.
Yeah, she was then off for the afternoon, and she didn't really talk to me ever since that.
Oh,
and that was the first year of school. Yeah.
Did you like her in a sort of as a girlfend type way as well?
Oh yeah,
was
probably.
That a lost love? Because
absolutely.
You whacked them. I mean,
I took them out.
I liked. I mean, that could have been a good love story if she had embraced that and thought.
I think there is a quality story in there to be written.
So you know, she was head over heels for you, you could say.
Oh, I felt like such a wally.
I know. That would have been really embarrassing at that point as well.
I'm still embarrassed by it.
I know. I can tell you still feel. Well, if that girl happens to be listening, do you have anything to say to her for that?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. That'll do.
There you go. That's now what we have is closure.
Yes, we do.
You've apologised because, you know, obviously all your exes are probably going to be listening to every podcast. Oh, that poor girl has never got over that whack on the head.
Being smacked on the head. Yeah.
So, actually, do you know what? I bet it's become a funny story for her that she tells.
Do you think probably?
Maybe
Yes.
she goes on podcasts and talks about the time where a boy she liked whacked her over the head with a tennis racket. So there you go.
I'm going with that story. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've given her a story, if nothing else.
Exactly. There you go.
Yes.
So I hope that's helped.
Yes, that's. I feel cleansed from that.
Do you remember having? Was she one of your first crushes? Or?
Yeah, probably. It was first year of secondary school.
Yeah.
But the thing was, I was just a boy. I say this a lot, but I was just so stupid.
Yeah.
Like seeing my girls, Hetty's now 12 and almost 13, and they're so much more clued in than I ever was at that age.
Definitely.
Oh my God! I mean, literally, I was not. I mean, I was just friends with girls. I was not interested in any other way, really.
No.
And I wouldn't have known how to delve.
Yeah, I don't think I know what you mean. I think we're all just a bit clueless, really.
Yeah.
But they've got it all sorted now. They do this thing where they're talking to each other before they even commit to being boyfriend and girlfriend,
setting up dates.
Which is just texting each other basically. So they don't even have to commit until they know that they give good
actually, that's quite the thing because it's very visible.
Yeah,
it was very visible for us. So you'd be in a playground and everyone would be watching you.
Exactly. People would honestly be standing around if someone was asking you out or you were asking someone out. How humiliating. I mean, I remember my first kiss. It was dreadful. And even that, I remember it was like, oh, Carl wants to meet you in the sports block to get off with you. And he'd already asked me out.
Oh, so grim, isn't it? Yeah.
I know. And I was like, oh God, what do I do? I'd never had a boyfriend before. I didn't really know what to do with it. I was quite young. So I went to meet him at the sports park, and loads of people were there. It was so embarrassing. But the worst thing was he had this big crumb on his lip, and I was like, oh my God! And he's coming in for this kiss and all I could think about was avoiding that crumb. So I ended up kissing the side of his face. And still today I cringe when I think about that. I couldn't. He must have thought I was the worst kisser ever.
Well, you were just avoiding a crumb.
I was just avoiding the crumb. I could not bring myself to just go full whack onto that biscuit crumb. I mean, I think he'd probably had a snog before, so he knew.
Oh, do you think he was? Yeah, he would knew what he was doing.
I reckon so. So unless he hadn't, I'd like to think he might have thought that was just how you kissed. I don't know, but that whole thing was very embarrassing.
Yeah,
having a crush or having someone have a crush on me was just excruciating.
Yeah. Oh, they are dark times.
Dark times. I tell you what, I wouldn't go back for anything.
But also, nobody would tell you. I don't know that there were no rules of engagement or anything. I mean, I remember I had a girlfriend, and it was probably a couple of years later, maybe 1 year later on, and what did you get someone for their birthday present? And I was like, what do I get a girlfriend for a birthday present? I've got probably about £2 in pocket money. What did you get? And so I'm still embarrassed to this as well. I didn't know what to do, and I probably could have just drawn a picture or something, wrote a poem, done something like that.
Lovely.
So instead, I bought a little tin and put a £1 coin in it, and gave that to her.
Alex!
I know. I want to go. If I could go back in time and pat myself on the back and say, "You'll be all right. Don't worry about it."
I mean,
it's in such. You're trying, but you have no idea.
What did she say when she opened this? Was she pleased?
Do you know what? I can't even remember. I know. I think is the answer.
Yeah, I think she.
I think it was. It had a cat on it. It had a nice little cat on the tin.
So the tin was part of the present. I mean, even back then, £1 wasn't a massive amount of money.
Yeah, you'd get 2 Mars bars at least.
I suppose you'd get 2 Mars bars.
Yeah.
So, but still, oh bless you. Mind you, that's not as bad as one of my ex-boyfriends. I think it was Valentine's Day. We'd been going out a few weeks, I think. And for some reason, he bought me this thing called a bum repair kit, which it was like one of these joke things from a card shop. And he obviously thought it was really funny. But I just was like, what was he I wonder if he remembers that and what was going through his head when he went in the card shop and thought, oh, this would be well funny. But it wasn't. I remember being quite upset.
Yeah, does my bum need repairing?
I think I knew it was a joke, but I kind of thought that's just not very romantic.
That's weird, isn't it? Yeah. But this is the thing. I think I would wanted to be romantic. Yeah. I would have loved to have been romantic, but I would not. I had no idea how to be romantic.
Yeah. because girls, even at quite a young age, were watching like the rom-coms and things like
Yeah.
that. So we're sort of sold this
Yeah.
story. But the reality is, real life isn't anything like these high school romance movies
No.
where they have these lovely little
Yeah. Well,
romantic.
I would have had £2 to be romantic with.
I
So
know.
what do I do?
Exactly.
I buy a £1 tin, put £1 in it, done.
Oh, that's brilliant. And do you know what? I think that girl is very lucky.
Oh, well,
I think that's very sweet. She would have enjoyed 2 Mars bars and looking at her tin. So, Alex, should we come out of school, do you think, now?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Should we move on? Because obviously when we leave school, you know,
Yeah.
whatever we do, start university or eventually get our own flat, we have done with all our cringes, haven't we? You know,
yeah.
have you, Alex? Did you become less cringy? Or...
Well, in terms of like relationships, I probably did become less cringy because I met Katie, my now wife, when I was 18 and she was 17, 16 almost when we first met. And so actually that ever since then, I've not really had any cause to buy a tin and put £1 in it.
Yeah.
And I think I probably made up for that in that for her 21st birthday, I bought her 21 presents. And that sort of thing.
Alex,
so I've gone overboard now. And she,
how did you say? Wait a minute, 21 presents. That is a lot of things.
I used to work at Smith's, and some of those. One was a tin of paper clips.
Okay, so you didn't count each paper clip and just.
And so we didn't have much money. We were living in Nottingham.
That's sweet.
She was still at university.
Yeah.
And there was a sort of the one present was probably quite expensive. Another present was marginally less expensive, and then gradually it went down to the pen from Doug.
I was going to say, did you get to the point where I was like, I can't think of anything?
No, I think she got bored of opening them probably by then.
I was going to say, knowing Katie, she probably was like, how many more?
But, I got a staff discount as well, so it was a winner.
Brilliant.
Yes.
So you just
wrapping it was a pain in the bum. I remember taking hours.
You wrap them individually as well.
Oh yeah, man.
I would have dumped them all in one bag and said, dig in.
Here you go.
Yeah, that's why I'm single. See, don't put the effort in.
No. No one needs to buy 21 presents.
Mind you, what did you do for her 40th?
Definitely. Do you know what? I can't even remember.
When does it end?
Yeah,
you haven't repeated that.
I keep going up. No.
Yeah. Oh, that's but I feel like you're someone who, as a grown-up, just embrace their cringe.
Oh, well, this is the thing. I've thought about this. You sent the letter through. I've really thought about the idea of being cringe and as you're an adult, I mean, particularly things like guilty pleasures. There's a lot of things I think a lot of people would hate about the things I like. And I've definitely come to the point where I actually just like them. And I think if you're over a certain age, guilty pleasures don't exist, are they? They're just what you are.
No, because you don't feel guilty about them. I do think
not at all.
It is the lovely thing about being a bit grown up. You just do embrace these things and you don't have any shame about them. And even when, obviously, we still have embarrassing things happen.
Yeah.
I always think, oh, this would make a good story.
Well, this is it. It's content for your life.
Don't waste it. I'm not wasting this funny, so I almost relish it.
Well, you've got to put yourself in positions, don't you? I think.
Yeah.
To get instances like that to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I have a couple of friends, one of them particularly, who absolutely hates Mike Oldfield, and I love Mike Oldfield, which a lot of he's Marmite to a lot of people. But I even like the stupid, horrible country music ones he does, with the hornpipes and.
Okay,
I love it.
I'm looking at you blankly because I have no idea who Mike Oldfield
he did like the song from The Exorcist, a piece of music from that, the Tubular Bells.
Oh, okay.
But the Christmas one.
Yes, I do know now. I know.
My friend would actively hate it and would probably just laugh at me for liking it in a really cool music person's way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's good. I do think, they become less guilty pleasures then, because you've got lots of little hobbies that you
too many,
haven't you?
Yeah,
Too many.
Yeah. Everything. Like,
what would you say would be classed as the cringe? Not by us, because we're cool and embrace it. But what do you think would be classed as the cringiest hobby?
Oh my word! I don't know. I try everything. I don't know whether it's cringy or not.
I don't know.
Morris dancing.
I can see you.
I do talk to Morris dancers occasionally because we're in Hastings. There's always Morris dancing going on. But it was funny. There was a guy who ran Augustus Barnett, a beer shop, and I kept going in there regularly and getting ales, which is kind of a signifier of a certain kind of person. And he goes, "Oh, hey, do you like your beer?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." He's like, "Would you like to join my Morris dancing troupe?" In my head, though, it was some sort of, there was some racist thing going on with Morris dancing, and I couldn't get over that at the time. And I think I've now come through that. I don't think it is like that anymore. I really love the English folk thing, so I find it quite difficult. And I think they're not like that anymore. They're properly inclusive, and it's amazing.
Exactly. I did.
But maybe 25 years ago, it felt different.
I did get a badge for joining in a Morris dance at the local pub where I live. The Morris dancers were in doing a bit of a show, and afterwards they said, "Right, who wants to get up? We'll teach you some moves." And so I went up. Obviously, my kids are horrified, and I got a badge saying I've done my Morris dancing, a little certificate. So I do anything for a certificate, basically. So,
well, certainly, absolutely true for me. Like, if I was a kid and I was partaking in anything kind of Englishy folky, I would have been incredibly cringed. I would have hated it.
Oh my God, yeah, it was undoubtedly cringy.
Especially the country dancing stuff. Did your school do that? There was country dancing
the do-si-do with your partner and stuff like that.
Awful. And now I love
hated it.
I've completely gone full circle. I think it's a really lovely, beautiful thing that British people, English people do.
This is a sign you should get into Morris dancing. There must be some in Hastings where you're from.
Hundreds of them.
There's got to be. They're all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that I haven't mentioned is I have a tendency to sort of get quite emotional and cry occasionally.
Oh.
And Mum and Dad were determined for me to get a job in summer at university, and because I would sit there painting because I was at art school, and so I thought, no, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get a job, and so I went. The first job I got was working in an abattoir, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. I can prove that I can do this. And I did it, and I quite enjoyed it in a weird way. It was horrible, but the people I was working with were all sort of graduate, ex-graduate. So it was all quite nice. Everyone was chatty and it was fun. We were cleaning out trays of like blood and bits. I have not been able to eat smoky bacon crisps since that time. Yeah, so there was whatever they were doing, it all smelled of smoky bacon crisps.
Oh,
and it really put me off.
Yeah.
So anyway, on this sort of like summary kind of adventure of different jobs, next up was a quiche factory.
Oh, that's slightly less smelly.
But it was worse. It was much worse. Oh,
God, really?
I was firstly, it was completely like head to toe in clothes, like hazmat suit, to stop me getting anything into these quiches. I'd probably go into Marks and Spencer's. But it was the production line. It was so fast that I just couldn't do it. I mean, it was hand in a box cheese chuck, hand in a box cheese, like that for an hour. And whoever does it is incredible. Can do that as a day job. But then after that, I took on a job as a door-to-door vacuum cleaner salesman for a company called Kirby.
God. Yeah.
And the thing is, these are things. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know if you've ever seen me in action.
I can't imagine.
I could sell anybody else's book. I could do that, no worries. Yeah. But when it comes to me selling something,
I'm
useless. I'm so useless.
Yeah.
And, anyway, so it was. It was a beautifully cringy moment. Like, they get you in first thing in the morning. And it was quite early, 8 a.m, and we'd all have to sing the company song.
Oh, God.
And I don't know if you've... it was Kirby World is a world of opportunity. Kirby World takes you higher and higher. And
oh, my God, I'd buy a Hoover off you if you sang that to me.
And I wasn't officially I wasn't getting... It was really dodgy. I wasn't getting paid. I had to do 10 or 5 pitches. I had to find... friends, neighbours and stuff to actually go and try and sell them a Hoover. Oh, God. So I booked it all in. I had these 5, it's an hour of someone's time. I'd go and I'd show them how to use the Hoover, and it's really cool. It's like a chrome sort of Airstream kind of bus, but in a vacuum cleaner form.
Oh, cool, I'm sold.
No, really cool.
See?
And they're about £1,000. And so I had to do all 5 or something, or 10. I can't remember how many it was. And if I did that, then I got paid 500 quid. So this was 2 weeks' work of selling, and obviously, if I sold it, I got a royalty or whatever they call it. And I did all of them, but one of them cancelled. One of the people cancelled, and I said, so I went back to the company and sat down and said, yes, I've done it. I said, how have you gone? I said, yeah, but this person's cancelled, so I can only do 9. It's like, well, we can't pay you then. I just started to cry. And I came out of it just feeling like so useless. I'd worked my arse off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was, I would have definitely felt like crying.
And I was like, I'm a man in the city. That awful man thing. I'm a man. Why am I crying?
What did they say? Did they give you a hug?
No, not really. She seemed like a nice lady who was doing it, but
she didn't give you any sympathy.
no, I think they might have paid me something in the end because I think mum might have rang her up and complained.
Oh, that's quite sad. I feel quite sad for that.
Well, it's
one.
traumatic.
Yeah, because you would feel like crying. But
I was so tired from it. And I've never done sales since. I could never do sales.
Well, at least you never subscribed to this toxic masculinity thing that was
straight out
back
with the
then.
tears.
You were just like, this is it. I'm sad. I'm going to have a little cry
in front of me. It's so funny, isn't it? I was like, oh, pull yourself together. It's just a vacuum cleaner job.
So I remember doing those sort of jobs. I worked in a perfume factory, and I know when you said about the conveyor belt, oh my God, you've got to be so quick. My job was it was at Avon, actually. It used to be in Northampton. Just to screw the lid on as it was coming along.
Wow, that's tough action.
So that is quite a lot, isn't it? Put the lid on as it's coming down. But then it was so boring. It was just so boring. This was it the whole day to do it. So I used to sing this song, 100 perfume bottles on the conveyor belt. Well, like all day, and they sacked me for that. They said my attitude was not in keeping with their ethics. So
wow,
yeah. Because I would get right down to 1 from 100 bottles of to the tune of 10 green bottles, I think it was. My perfume bottle career didn't take off. I didn't cry though.
Someone when I was one of my first publishing jobs, I'm generally happy, right? I'm a happy person. I just go around happy, humming, singing. Yeah. But I will do a lot of mouth trumpet. So sometimes if some music's playing, I will be a trumpet in the background.
Okay, nice.
And I think that married up with my general happiness really upset a person who was opposite me on the desk. And I'm like I say, I'm happy. I don't mind. Didn't really, but it was a bit weird when suddenly I couldn't see her because there was a little wall of Post-it notes that had been stuck one onto the other, going out sideways from her computer screen.
Oh,
and then
God.
she'd put her handbag below that. So she'd built a complete wall to block me off.
That is bad. I think I would have welcomed the happiness. Maybe not the mouth trumpeting.
Yeah.
So anyway, have you got anything else you want to get off your chest?
Do you know one thing? I've got a list. Yeah, one thing.
Go.
I must have been probably 13 or 14, and I was leaving the house ready to go to school, and my brother was there and my mum was there, and mum did something. I said, "Oh, mum, you're such a pervert," and they all just they both looked at me. It's like, do you actually know what that word means, Alex?
Oh.
And I said, no. I don't think I do.
Oh, bless you. They must have been horrified. Like,
they just laughed at me. I have no idea why I threw that out. Well, and these things stick in your head, don't they?
They do stick. I tell you what sticks in my head about getting a word wrong. I remember I must have only been year 6. I was about 10 or 11, and in front of the class, someone went, "Oh God, you don't know anything, Emily Jan, but you don't even know what a condom is."
Oh.
And I said, all cocky, I was like, "I do actually. It's a really fast aeroplane." It's like, oh God. And I still remember that feeling when I think back to it, because the whole class laughed and I didn't get it. I didn't understand.
EJ. It's awful being a kid, isn't it?
It is. It's so hard. But, we're getting it off our chest. We're unleashing it.
Yeah. Well, me and my brother, we used to just be so mean to Dad. He used to sort of fall over lots and sort of just trip up. We just sit there laughing and calling him idiot and calling him a wally and stuff. And then 5 years later, my gran revealed just that he had MS. He'd had it since I was a kid.
No.
I still carry it. I mean, what? It's so awful, isn't it? No, we don't know.
Yeah. So before we move on to our few cringy problems, do you have anything else? Anything else you want to unleash? Because I feel you could go on for hours, to be fair, Alex.
Well, I do keep remembering things. No, I don't really have any. I think I've done pretty well.
Do you think the worst ones are out?
Yeah. I do wear a pinny when I'm doing cooking.
Like an apron?
Yeah.
See, I don't even know. That's how cool I am, Alex.
Yeah, the thing is, I got in the old days, I would take it off if I had to go to the door or something. But now I don't even do that.
Please tell me it's like a night. It's one of those ones with a pair of boobs.
No, they're my mum. They're my my mum and my grand's old ones.
Oh, that's.
And I think that's quite a nice little tradition. But I do end up walking out with a pinny on.
Forgetting you've got it on. Get down the pub.
Don't go too
Right.
far. The postman has seen me in a number of outfits, though.
I want to see this pinny.
I've got lots,
I
yeah.
don't
They're
think
nice,
you
they're
put
good.
it on to. I have been to Alex's house before, and you cooked us a pizza.
Yeah,
I
would
don't
definitely have
remember
had it
you
on.
getting.
Yeah, because I don't like
Maybe
the
you
flour.
did.
I need something to wipe my hands on.
Yeah, I have got one that I think an auntie gave me years ago.
You should
I
get
don't
them
do
out.
a lot of cooking.
Well, even just for dusting or
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. That's or just because it's cool with the
It's
pockets,
cool. I
like
think
a
it's
bum
cool.
bag.
Yeah, if you've got no
bag, but
pockets in your trousers, wear a
Yeah.
pinny. You're
yeah.
in.
Top tip there, everyone.
Yeah,
From
everybody.
Alex.
Who doesn't have pockets?
I think we've got even more cringy as this podcast has gone on. We've now gone full cringe and we don't care. We're getting our
No.
pennies out. On that note, I think
Yes.
we are very well equipped to help a few listeners who have sent in some cringes. So the first one,
Okay.
it's from Squiddly Poo. Accidentally sent a photo of myself with 2 bananas in my mouth to the class group chat rather than my best friend. Now everyone calls me Banana Boy. What should I do? That's a tricky one. Do you think are they chewed up? Are they chewed up? Are they sticking out?
I don't think I could get 2 bananas in my mouth.
Well, I was thinking the same. They must be very small bananas.
Yeah, very medium-sized, maybe.
Unless they've done them kind of as those like fangs.
What do they call him now? Sorry, what do they call
Banana Boy?
Banana
I guess
Boy.
they don't even know about the famous cartoon Banana Man.
Banana Man, no.
That would
I love
almost
Banana.
make it quite cool.
I don't know. I'd maybe do something slightly more ridiculous to send it through to change. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe change your name up.
Yeah, I was thinking, or keep sending pics with different fruit in their mouth.
This is it. Yes, just keep changing.
Just to
keep changing.
make it your thing. Maybe you'll become a bit of a celebrity they'll start to look forward to your fruit-filled mouth every week. Like, what's
grapes
he going to do
wouldn't be
now?
much problem, would they? 2 grapes, you'd be all right.
Yeah, but I think you'd need to have
Mangoes.
2 bunches. Mangoes.
Yeah, they'd be tough.
Mangoes, you wouldn't. Yeah, you wouldn't get them.
No.
But you could work your way up in size every week.
Photo business is hard, isn't it? I mean, I guess there must be millions of people with this problem now, getting photos shown around.
I mean, I've done it before as a grown-up, not with bananas in my mouth, but, just to accidentally send a picture
to
the first part. If you're multitasking, you're in the middle of chatting to a couple of people at once.
Yeah.
I remember I was going to a party and it wasn't clear whether there was going to be food at this party or not, which is fine, but I didn't know whether to eat before I went. And so I was talking to another friend saying, I'm going out, but they haven't even said if they're going to feed us or not. But I sent that I was also talking to the person whose party it was. I sent it to them. But I said, oh, sorry, that was meant for my mum about going for dinner at her house or something.
You dug even deeper.
I know. And what I should have done is just deleted it and ignored it. Anyway. So I hope that makes you feel a bit better, Squiddly Poo.
That must be really tough to have nicknames.
Yeah.
Nicknames are awful, aren't they, though? Because they do stick with you. I even had a kid come up to me the other day at school, a school event, and he said, oh, hello, Mr. Milky Way. I was like, mate, I had that when I was at school.
I was going to say, I bet that's not new. Was that your main nickname?
I think so.
That's quite good. I think that's quite clever, though, because I remember this girl at school got called Forehead just because she had it wasn't even a particularly big it was just a normal size forehead. So at least they put some effort into yours.
Yeah, it's
Milky
true.
Way. That's
true.
pretty.
And it's quite pleasant. It's not horrible, is it?
It's nice. I'd be happy with that, actually.
Yeah.
But, right, so we've got one more.
Yes,
before
please.
I go. This is from Friends Fan. I choked on a baked bean in the school canteen, coughed it up, and it hit a hot boy from year 10 in the face. Oh,
wow.
What should I do?
Wow.
That's quite hard, isn't it? Especially if she's got a crush on him. But, at the same time, she didn't die. That was good. The bean
also,
came
it's
up.
an in, isn't it? You can now go and talk to him.
Yes.
I mean, I know it might make you kind of a bit more embarrassed, but it's definitely a way in of getting to say hello. I was that person.
I get the impression they didn't. They probably just hid. But I think that would have been a really good idea, Alex. Almost like a chat-up line.
Yeah, and he just
maybe
beans at people.
Yeah, you could just say, and you could actually say, this is what I would do. Where have you been all my life?
Like that would be awful, wouldn't it? I'd love that.
That's so cringe. But it would be less embarrassing than just spit it. They might think you spat a bean at them.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, at least there's a reason. And actually, that was a moment she saved her own life by coughing up. So it's quite,
Yeah, exactly. It's quite
you know,
poignant. Maybe that they'll
yeah.
end up getting married one day to this bean
Off the
boy.
baked bean. How did you
Yeah,
meet? He spat a baked bean at
exactly.
me.
But I do think at Friends Fan, just at least you didn't whack him in the head with a tennis racket.
Well, look,
So-
there is that. There are scales of like.
So I hope just thinking of that story has made you feel not quite as bad.
No.
But yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
Oh, well, here's a service today I've done.
Exactly.
Great.
You've done your bit for the young people of today. So there you go. There's two options. Just think of Alex and think, thank God, or use it as a chat up line. So cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, thank you very much, Alex. Thank you for
Oh, thanks,
sharing your shame and for the advice. Now, how do you feel at the end of this?
I feel a bit exhausted, actually. It definitely is a bit of therapy.
It is, isn't it? You feel like you've just regurgitated all this stuff. Now I think you need to go and sit down.
Hidden for 30 years.
Exactly. Go and have a nice cup of tea and a biscuit.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah.
Do a bit of mouth trumpeting. However you unwind. In your pinny, doing your mouth trumpet with a nice cup of tea.
That's it. I've got to take a photo like that, haven't I?
Yeah. Awesome. And thank you so much. It's been amazing.
It's been brilliant. Thank you. And good luck with your book. Cringe Club sounds amazing.
Thank you very much. Thanks again to Alex for joining me in the Cringe Club today. That was so much fun. Don't forget to check out his brilliant books, Hotel Flamingo. There's a new one out in October and a brand new series, which is out next year called Captain Sunshine. I should also mention, I've got a book out as well called Cringe Club, which was the whole inspiration for this podcast. It is for tweens and it's written pretty much entirely in group chat about these three teens that start in big school, and they share all their excruciating moments and make each other feel better about it. So check that out if you like. Anyway, see you next time. Keep on cringing. I will keep on cringing at that very dorky catchphrase. But I've committed now. Bye.